Hey, Drawing and Painting 2. So this is our second video, and this one is about the first drawing. All right, so the first drawing can be a little bit stylized, like think about the bulls that we're looking at by Liechtenstein. One of them is, there is more graphic and more realistic, and some of them are a little bit more stylized. So it's up to you how you want to approach this. But one thing you always want to remember whenever you're doing observational drawing is breaking things down into those basic shapes, right? Also, tracing helps too. So if I wanted to, I could start out and I could trace, just using my pencil to get a feel for what these shapes are. I also want to kind of decide, well, what shape is this? Also, do I want to follow the shape of the ear or do I want to follow the shape of the fur, right? So I can decide how I want to do that. I also want to look at the shapes, right? The negative shapes. So what shapes are getting created around the ear, especially in a spot between like the ear and the neck. If you look at that shape will inform whether or not you get the proportions right? That's the hardest part about observational drawing, is getting those proportions right. So even if like the nose is like a little bit hard to see, so I can like always go in with my pencil and I can then decide that I'm going to like draw things out to get a feel for it, and if I want to draw out the snout, right, I can do that. I also am like, ooh, as I do that and I look at really more closely, I'm like, I didn't realize that they had whiskers. That might be like a really nice thing to add to my drawing. Also, like going over the shape of the eyes, right? Ooh, those are different than I expected when I was just looking. So even if you have it printed out or you have it on your screen, even just going over it with your pencil will give you like a sense of the shapes that you want to see, right? So look at the negative space, trace the shapes to figure out what they actually are. Also do what's called alignment, right? So if I follow the middle of the eyes down, I get the edge of the snout. If I follow the other edge of the eye, I then get a little bit of space and then I get the snout, right? Top of the ears, right, are they lined up at the top of the head or are they higher than the top of the head? Okay, so the top of the head, right, is it quite straight? No, the head's a little bit on a tilt, right? So if I know all this information, it's going to help me out. Like if I take my pencil and I really figure out, or I can use my ruler too, it doesn't have to be a pencil, and really look at how these angles work, right? And how they relate to each other, right? So where does the edge of the ear go? On this side, it goes to the body that's hanging out over on this side. On this side, ooh, there is no body underneath there, right? Ooh, look at that cool negative space that's created there. So even just before you're drawing, really look at what are the characteristics that are in your drawing. What are those basic shapes? What are those negative spaces, right? So you really just want to look, right, and draw what you see, not what you think you see. And if that's infuriating, I apologize, right? But that is the struggle of observational drawing, right? Your brain comes up with shortcuts and then you're telling your brain, no, that's not right. I can also look at like, what angle does that come in from there, right? What angle does that come in from there? Is that the same angle? Is that a different angle? So you want to line up where things are, right? And figure out things from alignment, the negative space. And then I find tracing really helpful because it's one of those things that just helps you understand what the shape is that you're looking at.